Hello, Quailonians. It's Christian again here on this lovely Sunday evening from Undique. What is Undique and what do we do? That's a good question. So let's dive into that. We are a network of quail farms and we are across the United States and we bring to you the freshest and greatest products right here from the farm. As you can see, I'm a little tired today. I hope you had a good weekend. My weekend here was awesome. I can't wait until it's over and Monday starts. That's where really the work starts, where we are busy here at the quail farm to get our lovely products out to you, to your kitchen or to your incubator. Speaking of kitchen, so you see the first product. That's one of our main products here at Undique, where we ship this lovely fresh quail eggs out to you. I know eggs are all over the news. Quail eggs usually don't make the news much. They are a hidden gem, insider knowledge of what this vitamin-rich little gems here can bring to you. And we package them up by the dozen, and you can use if you decide to have 1 dozen, 2 dozen, 3, 4 dozen, right? Depending on how much you love to use for your Monday breakfast tomorrow, or what you use for a little snack at night, hard boiled for example. They are lovely. And those eggs, as you can see, they are smaller than a chicken egg, right? From the size perspective, I don't have a chicken egg here on my quail farm, sorry. Chicken would be that size, quail is this size, and their shell is much harder, so that makes them perfect for shipping, even though it's an egg, right? But the shell is pretty hard. I'm pressing really hard right now. The egg is not cracking, and if it would, I would have a mess here. So that's the reason why we have those quail egg scissors also here on our Amazon store, which are really handy dandy. As you can see here, you put the egg in there and then you cut the top off, and this is how you make your scrambled eggs in the morning, right? So those quail eggs, they are packed with nutrition. I was a little sick this week, but I have at least 6 to 8 eggs for breakfast, and they really, as you can see behind me here on the screen, they're really packed with a lot of nutrition. One single quail is about 13 calories, maybe 14 calories, depends on the size, right? It's an average. Has 1 gram of total fat, but it's full with protein. It's 1 gram of protein in there. So 1/14 of the egg is protein, right? It's full with vitamin A daily value, vitamin B12, 10% of the daily value. Riboflavin, folate is in there too, 5% for example. Riboflavin, 10%. Selenium percent, so it's really packed with minerals and vitamins. So I got into quail a long time ago, and reason being those birds are fascinating. They are smaller than chicken. I have actually a little sample here. This is about real-time size of a grown quail. About they get to that age. There's something called a jumbo quail. We get up, but in general the birds are about that size. So again, compared to a chicken, pretty small birds, great to keep, and they lay those lovely eggs. And as you have seen, those quail egg scissors, we have them in our store right now as well. Those is it's a kitchen essential, right? It comes in the color green. I'm in front of a green screen, so don't be fooled by the blue here. But they are really, that's a kitchen essential if you wanna enjoy those lovely quail eggs there. So this is what we do all day, kind of the, I mean, as a farmer, right? The week never ends or never starts. It depends. There's no weekend, right? We take care of our birds 24/7 more or less. Of course, we sleep at night as well, like you do. The birds, they never really sleep. They just hang out. They lay their eggs. They have a really good life here on our farm and give us these lovely presents, these lovely quail egg cartons full of, well, we put it in there obviously, full of quail eggs every single day. So today I spent most of the time building quail cages, taking care of the birds, feeding them, cleaning, all those lovely things. But when we are not busy taking care of the quail, we take care of that. We use every single part of the quail eggs, and that we look after the birds, right? A lot of people out there watch the news and say, yeah, those egg prices right now, it's absolutely crazy. What can I do about it, right? And that's where quail also come in. They are a great animal to keep in your backyard, in your garage, in an aviary, in a barn, instead of a chicken. They're easier to protect from predators. Quail typically love to be in cages. They are easily spooked and fly off. They are not like chicken. Chicken don't really fly once you clip their wings a bit. Quail, they can fly for a few 100 feet even. And they are native to America, but they have been domesticated about 5,000 years ago. So if you ever wonder what came first, the chicken or the egg, you have now the answer. It's the quail. The quail was domesticated about 1 or 2,000 years before the actual chicken got domesticated as a farm animal. So the quail was first, and then the quail egg, and then came the chicken. Anyway, so you see this lovely chick here on your screen, right? So this is how a quail egg basically turns into a chick. You put that lovely egg into an incubator. The Coturnix quail have an incubation time between 18 to 21 days. So that means they sit lovely in the incubator in this little machine which mimics the natural environment, and after that a little chick comes out. This chick turns blue too. Anyway, I have another figurine for the chick. It's about that size, right? Which comes out of the quail egg then. As you see in the picture, it's like only a few grams when it's born, and within 6 to 8 weeks, the quail, from the time it comes out of the egg until it's at laying age, it only takes about 2 months, right? So that's really cool about the quail as well, because their life cycle is so quick. Chicken, depending on the breed, until you hatch the chicken, it's about the same time, but until the chicken starts laying eggs, it takes 26 weeks, sometimes even longer than that, 40 weeks, depending on the breed of chicken. The quail starts laying eggs in 2 months. So if you are, not happy with those chicken egg prices in the supermarkets right now, with this eggflation, then shop for our hatching eggs, hatch them out. We have them in different sizes. The one product you see here, it's a dozen of hatching eggs. Usually for shipped eggs, you say it's a 50% hatch rate. Some beginners, if they have a new incubator, might only achieve a 30% hatch rate. It really depends a bit. So out of a box of 12, you might end up with like 6 birds or 4 birds. It really depends on your experience, and you learn as you go, like I did as well. And now we ship hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of eggs every day over the United States. So anyway, it's a really, really cool hobby to get into. That's how I started out of it, and then I turned my quail into a business. And so you can do the same. Beat the eggflation by having your own backyard flock of quail. From the time you get them, you incubate them. After 3 weeks, you have the chicks. After another 6 to 8 weeks, the chicks start laying eggs, right? That's pretty awesome. So a great product. We ship to you daily, fresh from our farms. So the eggs I picked today, they go out tomorrow. The eggs we have on our farms, we never ship hatching eggs out which are older than 48 hours. So the eggs from Saturday go out tomorrow as well, for example. And then we have fresh eggs tomorrow again to ship to you if you decide to order today, right? So then those eggs are not even 48 hours old. The freshest eggs, fresher than in any supermarket, because if you think about the supply chain, a lot of supermarket eggs for quail, for example, come from Canada. I don't know why, honestly, but I look around for that stuff, and that's what I see. If you order them here in our Amazon store, they are guaranteed US laid and made products here on our Undique stores. So everything is made and laid in the US. Even though I might have an accent, I immigrated legally 10 years ago. So, but our quail, all here, lovely, born and hatched in the United States. And from our farms here in the United States, they come to your kitchen table, or in the case of hatching eggs, to your incubator. So it's a great product. Now you might wonder, what do this guy, what is Christian and all the farmers in his network, what do they do if they don't sell all these eggs, right? I mean, eggs do go bad eventually, right? After about 30 days, if you don't store them proper early on, eggs go bad, right? So we don't want that anything from these lovely birds is being wasted, and therefore we try to conserve everything, and that's what we do with one of our products, which is the most favorite product from my dog, Hazel. She's our CTT, Chief Treat Tester. Hazel is her name, and she's a Labradoodle, and she loves the food topper what we make. Hazel is a good dog, and she likes to share. That's why you see a picture of a cat here behind me, because cats love it too. So if we don't sell all our eggs, we put them in the freeze dryer, the whole egg as it is, and then we make this lovely powder here for your pets. It's a yellow shape, as you can see on the picture there, a yellow powder. This shaker comes to you packed with like an entire carton, sometimes even more depending on the size of the quail egg, right? Of eggs is in this shaker. And again, you heard earlier on the nutritional values of the quail egg. Obviously, the freeze-drying process keeps most of the vitamins and minerals in the quail egg intact. It makes it shelf-stable for many years to come. We put an expiry date on it because we have to, but this lasts a long, long time. If you think about it, you sprinkle a little on top of the normal food of your cat or dog, and especially picky eaters get very motivated when they see something new and when they smell it. It does have a bit of a smell of an egg to it, right? And but it's safe for your pet, obviously, to eat, unless your pet is allergic to eggs. There is people there as well who are allergic to eggs. Some people are only allergic to chicken eggs and can eat quail eggs. Other people are allergic to quail eggs too, so check that out. And if you're allergic to chicken eggs, maybe talk to a nutritionist or to your doctor and ask them if that's maybe a choice for you to try out quail eggs, if that's safe to do so. Or maybe order 12 here in our store and try it out. But for the pets, to come back to them, this is a great product. We use every single egg for making that, which we can't sell. And we have also some fun birds when they start laying eggs, right? They didn't get the memo. You see this tiny egg? I show you a normal standard quail egg next to it. Quite a difference in size. So this is what we call a fairy egg or training egg. So when a new quail, she's only 6 weeks, 7 weeks old, when she starts laying eggs, she still needs to figure out, how do I get the size, how do I get all the speckles on it that I don't run out of ink, and you know what I mean, and put these lovely speckles on the eggs. So they do these training eggs. If we have too small or too big eggs, they go in our food topper, or any remaining eggs, if they are older than 3 days, right? We ship them out for fresh eggs, not older than 3 days, that they come fresh to you. Then we make our food top out of it. So yeah, your pet will be happy that we on our farm don't want to waste anything produced by our lovely birds, right? So that's great product to have. Speaking of birds, we take really pride in our birds, and a lot of people out there in the quail community, they can understand when I say, yeah, as a farmer, you're proud of what you do. You're proud of what your animal do. We treat them with utmost care, and sometimes we want to show them off as well, right? Now, how do we do that? How do we show off our birds? Well, I tell you, there is, in the most recent days, there's virtual shows about it. virtual because, bird flu. You don't want to bring a bird now necessary to meet many other birds from other farms. So there's virtual shows out there for chicken. There's virtual shows out there for quail, for ducks, for pretty much anything. There's yeah, a show for anything. Like people want to show off their lovely cats, their lovely dogs. Just recently, this big dog show was on, and I was amazed to watch it with my dog. This big dog there won the big dog show. Anyway, for quail and chicken, the proud owners, and if you're one of them, they go to dog shows and all this, sorry, quail and chicken shows, of course. Yeah, no, don't bring your quail to a dog show or your chicken. That might be confusing, especially if they're or a cat show, right? But that leads me to a new product in our Undique store from one of our farmers down in Alabama. Carrie from Walker Supply Company, he developed with a lot of work the Show Pro, and this is a sample package. We sell it as a 10-pound bag, but it's just too heavy for me to hold during the entire life here. I'm getting lazy sometimes, so I have a sample bag in my hand. But the Show Pro, as you see below, is a special blended food for chicken and for quail for your flocks. It's a nutritional supplement for poultry or game birds, and so they receive about a tablespoon daily per adult bird from this specific crafted blend here. And this thing is full with vitamins and minerals. And if you want to see the entire list of it, then take a look down there in the product description. Click on the product. And also follow this channel, because I think I'm going to have to bring on Carrie live to talk about it, because he's the expert. He talked to pet nutritionists about this, creating this product, the Champions Blend. But a lot of champions out there use it. So this is one of the only supplements out there, and I checked that it is a fact which has cysteine included there. That's normally used in hair loss products for men like me, middle-aged man. Anyway, but it's safe for your chicken or for your quail, and it just makes their feathers look so much better, right? It's full with other vitamins and minerals, so it's kind of a part of a practice if you want to get your birds ready for showtime, to show off how nice your bird is. The Show Pro helps you to make the bird pretty from within, right? A great product. I'm gonna try to bring Carrie on to talk with him a little bit more about that live in one of our next live sessions here, that you get all the inside scoop about the Show Pro. But check it out now down below and get a bit the inside scoop there. Speaking of treating our birds nice, right? It's really important that we house them correctly. And here at Undique, we do have a partnership with a lovely producer, a lovely company, family-run company as well, like we are. And they are down in Delaware. And so just recently, I had a bit fun here in my living room building one of those quail cages, and I spent most of my day today to do the watering system on this side of it there. So this is in this case, a specific grow out cage. So that's where the birds spend their 2 to 6 weeks, 2 to 8 maximum, life of growing out after they hatched. And when they get then later on to the girls to lay eggs, then they move into a layer cage, which I'm going to show you in a second. But I just wanted quickly to talk about the breeding cage, because early on I talked about hatching out your own quail from our hatching eggs. And you might wonder, okay, once I hatched out these little chicks, what I'm going to do with them, right? Hatching time has brooders, which are very similar than this model here, where there's a heating element going in on the side there. And the hatching time guys, they also have awesome layers. So let's have a look at them. The layer cages, this is where our eggs come from as well. And we have an aviary set up too. We have the quail tractors as well, where they're on pasture. But now it's winter time in New Jersey. So where I am, I can't have them like this right now. The water would freeze, the birds would not be happy, it would snow on them, and therefore I like to use on my farm the hatching time equipment. It keeps these lovely eggs clean. As you can see, they're easy to build. They're on this little roller, so easy to move around if you want to clean them. Really, really great product, and a little shout out here again to my friends at Hatching Time. I really enjoy your equipment, and I can recommend it to any quail farm out there. Yeah, check it out down below. It's worth the money. It lasts a long time. They're very stable once they are built together, stacked together. You have the different tiers. So if you start out with one tier like I do here in this assembly, you see it's easy, a modular system. It has different sections, so you have your breeding groups in there. For hatching eggs, we need to make sure there is, let's call it a daddy with the mommy, the rooster with the hen, right? This is how fertile eggs come about, right? So that you can hatch little chicks out of those eggs. If there's the mommy only, you still get the eggs, but you don't have the eggs fertile, and therefore they're great eating eggs, right? So in those cages, they're housed there together. It keeps them clean, safe. It keeps the eggs clean and safe. They have their water. There is a feed tray, like a white long tray goes in front of them. Through the egg rollout, the lovely eggs come out. And yeah, you can choose if you want to have one segment like this. If you think about breeding groups, I would put 5 birds in each section, so that right now is for about 15 birds. If you put another layer on top, is another layer of 15 birds. You would have 30 birds. If you only want to keep the girls, think about it, you would have then with 30 girls approximately 30 eggs a day, right? It's pretty amazing. With 30 eggs a day, even these small ones, you can feed a family of 4 easily. So it's a really, really, really cool system with those cages, and they fit. Well, I am not allowed to keep them in my living room. My wife restricted me from doing so, and I don't recommend that either. They have to have a safe environment, so we have aviaries outside, and then we have also buildings outside, a barn outside. If you're a farmer watching this, if you have a bit space in your barn and you don't want to rely on your chicken, for example, only, you want to also have quail eggs. With our quail eggs here at Undique, you can start your own flock, right, by hatching them out. Okay, I talked about the eggs a little bit, and also the equipment around it. So I just want to summarize a little bit for some of the new viewers who joined. Please leave a like, or if you want now, if you have a question, pop it in the chat below. I'm live here and I'm happy to answer all your questions. While I wait and see if there is a question popping up, I tell you a little bit about more about Undique and where we are and what we do. So I started my company with my wife 4 years ago. I got into quail first, and I discovered, wow, this is awesome, and I want to share that with the world, or at least with the people here in America. And so I had a lot of extra quail eggs. Quail mathematics is real. It's same like with chicken mathematics. You start with 1. I started with 12 eggs on the New Year's Eve, and now I have hundreds every day. And it's great because that's the life choice I made. And I'm not the only one. As you can see on this map, that's some people on within our network. So Undique is not just a brand. We are a network of small family farms. In the US, some farms only have like 200 birds. Some of the bigger farms have 500. Some farms have thousands of birds. But we are on the smaller scale because we deal with smaller eggs, right? But we want to be close to you. And actually, while I'm speaking here on the map, there is some developments happening. So we have soon another state popping up there. and another location where we can ship these fresh eggs out to you. So we are pretty close to you. When you place an order for the fresh quail eggs here below, we check it out straight away. We see, okay, if you are in Florida, we ship from Florida. If you're in Texas, we ship from Texas, and so on. We try to ship from the closest state next to you. This way we can have very short delivery times, and in the case of hatching eggs, it's very unique what we do there, because if you only would order from one breeder or from one single seller on Amazon, they might have just one location. Here at Undique we have many locations, so we can keep the shipping distance shorter to you. It's better for the eggs, especially for hatching. We also have, because of that, lower breakage rates, because let's face it, we are talking here, we are shipping eggs, and obviously we not just ship it like that. There's a lot more packaging happening to it. Be ready, it's like Christmas when you unwrap our eggs. You have to do some work to get to those eggs, because we protect them as much as possible. If a postal truck drives over it, there's not much we can do about that either. But if there's an issue, you reach out to us. Just take some pictures, and we make sure that there is no issue. But yeah, by being close to you, we can achieve higher hatch rates in regards to our hatching eggs, right? They usually don't travel that long, and once you put them in the incubator again with the hatching eggs, right, after 18 days the little chicks pop out. And I really have to see if I have a little video and not just here this one picture, because it's so cute when you see these little chicks running around and see them grow up so quickly from a little chick that size, right, about that size here, into a full-grown bird in 6 to 8 weeks. Really amazing animal. And they are cute. The female quail have a little call, little chirping kind of. The roosters, they do grow, but it's not as loud as a chicken rooster, right? So they're very cute. There is certain kinds of quail, and you check it out here on our Amazon store. There's a big trend for button quail, and they are called button quail because they are even smaller than the little one here on the screen. So tiny little quail, but they lay eggs every day too. Big trend for them right now. We might sell actually out soon of them. So in case you are into them, check it out quickly. But the cool thing is also the Coturnix quail, or Japanese quail they're called as well, because the origin of the quail comes from Asia, but also any region of the world really has some quail native to them. Here in the US, a native quail is the bobwhite, for example, or the Georgia giant quail, which is soon available again. We are working on that. So, keep subscribing to the channel. We're going to announce it as soon they're available here on Friday or Sunday live. I try to be now on time as much as I can on a Friday and Sunday 7 p.m. Eastern, to tell and talk to you a little bit about quail. So the Georgia giant coming up soon. Button hard under demand, but we can still ship them out the day after you order. We might go into a backlog there, so be quick. Hatching season is in full swing, right? So there is, I hear from other farms, they do have kind of a pre-order system, and they already sold out till May or March. We sell as we produce on our farms here at Undique. That's why you can still buy them as they are late, right? So the eggs late today are being shipped tomorrow. That's how we adjust our inventory here on the Amazon store, so you can always get the freshest eggs from us here at Undique. That's what we do. I didn't see any question popping up, but since it's Sunday night and I'm gonna spend now some time with my wife after a long day working at the farm and talking to you, I'm gonna wrap it up here, and I thank you guys for watching. Please be back on Friday next week after a long week at work, and for me, a long week at the farm. I hope I can bring you some other new cool products to your living room when you wind down. Like the new cool product, what we have now in our store, the Show Pro, right? So have a good week. Have a good start into the week tomorrow. Yeah, if you want to have great breakfast by Wednesday or Thursday, go ahead and shop for some of our fresh eggs. Right? They ship out quick and sometimes sell out quick too. Again, here all the nutritional value in there. I know Kim Kardashian made a comment about quail eggs some years ago, and I still am very thankful about that. She said what she said because we sold a lot of quail eggs when she made that comment. So in case Kim, you're watching, give me a shout. I sent you some. Anyway, I wrap up here, guys. Good to see you all. Have a good rest of your evening, and talk to you next week. Bye bye.